Yo guys, what's up? It's Big Hoss here. I'm going to redo a video that I did a few years ago. This is pretty much like an update to my LJN collection. The last video, I did of the LJNs was, about 4 years ago. I hadn't collected too much more of them, but I have gotten quite a few new ones. So I'm just going to go ahead and show everything that I have in my LJN collection again. And I might show you, and there's one other little thing I'm going to show at the end of the video that I think is pretty cool as well. But, let's get to it. All right, I got Jesse the Body Ventura. Give me 1 second. Clear that off. All right. One of my favorites, the Macho Man Randy Savage. I do need to clean these guys up a little bit. They could go for a figure bath, but only thing is when I wash them, I hate that sticky feeling they have. But I mean, all they do is sit on my shelf, but some of these do need to be kind of cleaned up a little bit. Here's another one, my favorites, Andre the Giant. Eventually, I would like to get the black singlet one, eventually, and I'd like to get the long hair Andre the Giant as well. Here's another one of my favorites. This is from my childhood right here. I had him when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan. He's still in pretty good shape. I mean, a little paint starting to come off on the knee pads, and the headband's kind of, but he's in pretty good shape to be as old as he is. All right, here's one of the new ones I picked up recently, probably a couple months back. Mr. Paul Orndorff. Pretty good shape, pretty good figure. Got a good deal on him. All right, let's see. Who else is another one that I had? Let's show some of the newer ones I have. This is a good Iron Sheik figure as well. This one's in pretty good shape. Picked him up a couple months ago. Let's see. Here's a S.D. Jones, the blue trunk one. In pretty good shape. Got a good deal on him as well. Picked him up a couple months ago. Here's another one of the newer figures that I've added to my collection. George Animal Steel. He's in pretty good shape. He looks like he's got that discoloration. Like how they talk about how they got like that mold look to him. It looks like that's just starting to come up on him, but all for all, he's still pretty good shape fig. Pretty good shape. Here's another one that I picked up recently. When I was a kid, I had a chance to get the Junkyard Dog at the flea market, and ever since that day, I've regretted not getting him when I could have, because the one that had the flea market had the chain around his neck and stuff, but at the time I only had so much money on me when I was a kid, and I picked up, I think it was Jimmy Snuka and Big John Studd. Let's see who else we got. Nikolai Volkov. I've had him since my childhood, since I was a kid too. Pretty good shape, not too bad. Paint's starting to kind of come off on his, like his right here on his goatee or whatever. Hillbilly Jim, I have two of these. This one's probably my better condition one. The other one, his nose is kind of messed up. Picked him up at a thrift store when I was a kid. Let's see, who else? Here's a newer one. This one's in really good shape. I was pretty happy when I got this one. King Kong Bundy. It's in pretty good shape. I was pretty happy to get him, and for what I paid for him, it's a good deal. Real good deal. Let's see. We got, what is it? Corporal Kirshner. I think that's how you say it. This is the one without the beard. I like to come across one maybe if I can later on and get the one with the beard, but I'm not really worried about getting the, you know what I'm talking about, like the ones that are different, have different coloration or something like that. I'm not really worried about getting them. I'm more after, like, I want to get the Ultimate Warrior eventually, the black singlet Andre the Giant, Dynamite Kid is another one I would like to get. There's a few other ones I like to get. We'll talk about that once I finish up this video here. All right, this is the only manager I have in my collection. It's not the Bobby the Brain Heenan with the, what you call it, the little, you know what I'm talking about, stuff, the little, it's like a little white or silver, whatever it is. It's on his shoulder, on his shoulders. but this is the other variant of him. It's pretty good Bobby Brain. Got a good deal on him. He came with King Kong Bundy when I bought him, so I got a good deal on them two together, bundled up. Here's another newer one that's one of mine. I regret the day that I didn't get him when I saw him at the flea market that day with Junkyard Dog. And one thing wrong with this one really is if you see like somebody cut his nipple off or something. So I don't know, but maybe they were trying to make it like the Bruce Lee, because you know that's who you resembled back then, like this toy is. So, but he's in pretty good shape. He's got a few little marks on his back, but I might get another Ricky Dragon Steamboat just because that kind of tears my nerves up that he's got that. You know, the paint stuff, I can get that off with an eraser and some other stuff, but you know, when it's actual damage like that, it's really hard to repair that kind of stuff. Let's see, who else? Here's the Big John Stud. Got him at a flea market when I was a kid. He's in pretty good shape. I mean, he's got some paint and wear on him, but he's in pretty good shape. Here's Jimmy Snuka Superfly. Picked him up at the flea market when I was a kid. Pretty good shape. Here's Hot Rod, which I want to get a new one because if you see on his head, I don't know what happened when he was in storage a long time ago. I think something, I don't know if the heat did it or what, but it's just, I don't remember, like when I had him, his paint wasn't like that on his head. So I would like to get another figure of this, and I would like to get him with his kilt and everything. So, and that's another thing. I want to get some of the accessories for like, there's only a few wrestlers I have in here. Like Junkyard Dog needs his chain around his neck, and here, let's go ahead and talk about Terry Funk. Here, I need to get his hat and the little whatchamacallit that he had, the poker thing, the iron. And I think Hillbilly Jim, I need to get his hat. And the Russian and Nikolai Volkov, I think I need to get his hat as well. Who else? And Hulk Hogan came with a belt, so. And here is the British Bulldog. He's in pretty, I actually need to clean him up. I got him a while back too, about a year ago, and some of these figures definitely need to be cleaned up some. I just got them sitting on my shelf right now. They look cool, sitting up there with the Hasbros, but I need to clean him. And I need to get Dynamite Kid. That's probably one of the next figures I'm gonna wind up getting. Will be Dynamite Kid when I start getting back into collecting these again, like when I got time and the money to go looking for them or finding deals on them. But I do want to get Dynamite Kid. Here's Greg the Valentine Hammer. He's in pretty good shape. So for some reason in his crotch there's like some kind of metal, like a piece of nail or something that somebody stuck in him. I found him like that at the flea market. And this one has the belly button. So, and this is pretty much the last LJNs I bought. I bought these back in probably a couple months ago as well. I got a really good deal on these. These ones are going, this tag team right here is going for a good bit, and I paid, I think, I bid it on it and won it for $40-something, I think it was. I don't know their names. I think one of them's like Brian. One of them is, I could be wrong, but the Killer Bees. I think one of them was named Brian Lee or something like that. I'm not too sure. I should have looked it up before I made this video, but these guys are in really, really good shape. For what I paid for them, like I said, I bid on them on eBay and paid like $40-something for both of them. So, but they're in pretty good shape, and I was really happy with getting these. I do, like I said, all right, so like I was saying earlier, like the ones I want to go after now is probably the Ultimate Warrior for sure. I would like to get him. I want to get Dynamite Kid. I do want to get the black singlet Andre the Giant. I do want to get Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's another one. I want Jake the Snake for sure. Trying to think some other ones that I really, I know I want Jake the Snake, Ultimate Warrior, black singlet Andre the Giant, long hair Andre the Giant. I want Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some. Bam Bam Bigelow. Haiku, I know he's pretty expensive. I mean, Ultimate Warrior, all the ones I'm naming now are pretty up there in price. They're like almost in the $80 range and up. Like Andre the Giant, I think goes for $300, the black singlet. Long-haired Andre the Giant, I probably can pick him up for $10 somewhere or off eBay. I mean, no telling. Oh yeah, another thing, right before I end the video, I'll show y'all this in a minute. Y'all seen it in my other video, but I didn't find my Wahoo McDaniel autograph that's in my old video. I have no clue where it's at. It's somewhere around here, stored away in a frame in the closet probably somewhere. There's a few other figures I want to get. I want to get the Hart Foundation as well. I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of them I want. I would like to just collect all of them, to be honest. I'd like to get one of the referees. I think, though, seriously, the next thing I'm going to really get will be the Ultimate Warrior, Dynamite Kid, Andre the Giant black singlet, and then I'll go from there. But I want to get the ring, and I like to get the cage to go with these. But anyways, guys, this video is starting to get a little long. Went through all the LJNs I have, but also I've showed y'all this in one of the older videos I did. This handheld WrestleMania by Acclaim handheld game where you play as Hulk Hogan and against Andre the Giant. It's in pretty good shape. I got this from my stepdad growing up. The only thing that's missing when he gave it to me was the battery pack, but it still works. What I used to do is I had like this little piece of cardboard and some tape, and I'd get the batteries in there and I would just push down on it real good and sling a little piece of tape over it. But it is in really good shape. It was made by Acclaim, which says it on the back. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Made in Taiwan. I'm trying to see if there's any date on it. It's got a lot of scratch marks on the back of it, but like I said, it's in pretty good shape. I need to do a little research on it just to see when this actually came out. I'm pretty sure this would have had to been 87 or 88 when this came out, probably. I thought it was a cool little piece. I've never seen a whole lot of people with this in their collection anyway, so it's probably hard to find. Maybe it might be a little rare to get now in this shape. There's a lot of wrestling stuff out there that's, it's pretty expensive. When you start talking about LJNs and Hasbros as well. I mean, Hasbros are pretty expensive. The LJNs, even some of the new Elites that come out are very expensive because they don't make so many of them. So you're kind of like, because you got people out there that buy them by bulk, and they turn around and try to sell them online for ridiculous amount of. I mean, it's just ridiculous how much they charge online for them. Like people that are scalping them pretty much. But yeah, the LJNs are probably one of my favorite things to collect besides the Hasbros. I love the Hasbros. They're cool. I love the LJNs as well. I know as time goes on, they're getting harder to find. People make customs, which the customs are cool. But at the same time, the ones that are making those customs, I feel like it has a lot to do with what's making these figures go up in price, because you're using these figures to make the customs. So eventually, which I understand, some of these figures, take well, you take Terry Funk. I mean, he's all marked up. His hand looked like it's been chewed on by a dog and stuff like that. So I could see somebody wanting to use him to make a figure out of him or something. I don't know. But I mean, I think it's cool when people do that. I mean, some of them are really cool, because I definitely would love to have a custom Road Warrior, Hawk and Animal. I mean, an Undertaker probably would be pretty cool to have. A Mr. Perfect, a Ted DiBiase without the, without his suit. I would like to have one. That's one thing I hated about back in the day. Like, that's another thing with the Hasbros and some of the LJNs. I hated, like, when they didn't have the wrestling. Like, it was like they were wearing the shirt or something. I'm like, I just want the wrestling attire. Because as a kid, you want to play, like, like as you see them on TV when they're in the ring wrestling. So, but anyways, like I said, y'all seen that in my other video if you hadn't seen it. But this is a pretty cool little piece here. And that's it for my LJNs right now. Like I said, I mentioned what I like to get later on, and maybe in a couple of years from now I'll add more to this collection. But anyways, guys, I'm Big Hoss, and I'm out of here. Hope y'all have a good one. Peace.